Today is January 18th, 2025. Um, Today I was in Belden Village, went to sales. I am so glad my boyfriend has wax buildup in his ears that has to be cleaned out. You have to talk loud for him to hear. And you have to make sure he heard you. Supposed to clean out his ears here in like another week. He's got ear infection. Trying drops before they do anything else. Um, I have people talk around us all the time. Mm. I'm in sales in Belden. Some guys walk by while we're looking at jewelry. Karen's really happy anymore. Yeah, I heard she got bit really bad by that dog. The guys I have listen through those car speakers, they could hear her screams. And then she got back in the vehicle and she had dog bites. Okay? Do you realize how not funny it is? Her not having anything to do with that family's tragedy. And 6 months later, somebody makes up the lie of a faker. Has nothing to do with that family's tragedy. How evil it is for anyone to say or do anything to her. And she had nothing to do with that traffic accident or tragedy. How evil those churches are having stuff done to her. And some rogue agent, retired agent, some rogue retired agent is supposed to be helping people make fun of her and hurt her. And he's supposed to be stealing her money. Is this some kind of big cover up here? So who's he? Who's the new guy? Other girls, we heard how many infections she's had since that dog bite. None of this is funny. They said it was a drug cartel having all of us yell stuff at her. Nobody say a word. Okay. We go to Bob Evans. Heard some guy walked in. Karen's Wall, that's actually working the case, realizes with that other woman using her insurance, that church has been setting her up the whole time. And they know that they're trying to get how do you put it? They're trying to kill off her whole family, putting them under so much stress they die. I know that. My son Josh, Dave threatened Dixie and the baby's life, and they had a list of people. I told you I didn't believe that agent was real, because as bad as he talked to me. So I googled the office and I found him. Okay. Well, Josh's car blew up on the highway time the fire department got there. They couldn't say what happened. Okay. They took the lug nuts off while she was out with the baby when Brielle was first born and the tire came off while they were driving. Then after that, she was out with the girls in the car and all the lug nuts had been loosened. And she came back because the car's tires were thumping, thank God. Okay. They slashed tires, flattened them, played with his brake system so when he pulled forward, all the brakes would lock up and his tires exploded. They played with Joshy's family. His stomach bleeds. He bleeds bad enough now that he's had to have blood transfusions. They have scoped him and they thought, well, maybe he had an internal hemorrhoid they haven't found. Okay, doesn't have cancer or anything horrible like that, but he's bleeding. It's probably stress. Monday they have to go back in and rescope everything. My daughter-in-law, Jen, my God, she doesn't even know everything. Um, okay. Her parents both died over the last few years. Dave and his chaos and them playing the country, they don't know everything either. Okay. And I went over to see her, Carl and I did. And she had a heart monitor on her chest. I said, "What's that on your chest?" And she said, "They got me on a heart monitor. My blood pressure, I wanted to tachycardia. I'm on heart meds and blood pressure meds." And she has to work. I know that this is part of killing Jezebel. Key 6 service in 2016. Get rid of your wife, get rid of your children. Gotta give you a new. Takes a priest to kill Jezebel because they have no feelings. You have to kill everyone connected to her, from your children to your friends, what that is connected to her in the life you had. For God to give you a new wife and new children. It was so sick. He had to erase part of it. Then you go back to September 18th, 24. My car is bugged by the police in a protected custody case. I'll talk about that one in a minute too. September 17th, 2020. I'm sorry. September 18th, 24. Up in Akron, my client's next door neighbor. Okay. They were investigators at 8:30 in the morning. We're over there. And he said, that agent needs to get his facts straight before he puts his name on anything. It was a medication error that made her sick before. Why did they wait 15 years? Said, well, I actually went over and talked to him. They said that was actually ordered in 03 when Strange thought she was following him and Katie. He ordered her to be killed. They were to try to have her killed. If it didn't work, they were to have her destroyed. They've been planning this since 03. Nobody was to do or say a thing till Dave said he wanted a divorce. That's what took them that long. They've been planning this since 03, and it was because Strange thought she was following Tim and Katie. That's my sister Linda, following her husband. And that bastard thought it was me, and that's why he made up the shitty lie. Oh, you're a faking, you're sick. 6 months later, after I had nothing to do with a traffic accident, it was a medication error, 6 to 10 surgeries, muscles all locked up, and went to a bunch of crackpots, almost killed me, falsely diagnosed me, my whole body swelled up, went into many heart attacks, seizures, thyroid, adrenal gland shut down. They were lying so bad, they said I had brain tumors and they wanted to remove my pituitary gland before I let them cut into my brain and go to my regular doctor. And they're telling me how they're known for lying, falsely diagnosing people, ripping them off, making them sick, and doing unnecessary procedures. Then for 2 years encouraged me and Dave to sue them. Okay? It's documented medical malpractice and medication errors. And it took me 9 months to get well. Started with Dr. Eli in November 2002. By April, I'm almost well. May 3rd, 2003, we were all at home. We kept the guys home that day because they had to replace carpets in the bedroom. Dave needed their help. Okay? Brian Laney showed up and told us how, with the church baseball game, that Phil didn't even try to stop it. That stop sign blew through it. And nobody could believe that he didn't even try to stop right in front of other people behind him. And his son killed him and Tyler both. Okay? Come July, I get well. Did anything have anything to do with anything? No. I was already almost well. Okay, we just went to the same church. Her father ran the stop sign in front of people. I wasn't either. Come November of 2003, My sister Linda is married to strangest kid Tim. Came up to me. Oh, now one day she was out. She found her husband out with another woman named Katie. And every time we went to leave, she was following him. She came up to me at church and said, I was following him again. I got caught. I think they thought it was you. I'm sorry. Be careful. I'm like, great, thanks. Well, by Sunday, Strange made up that lie. It's 6 months later. By then, nothing to do with them. They had nothing to do with me. It's like somebody, now it's January of 2025. Now, if somebody died this month, come the end of July, beginning of August of 2025, we're half year into past, okay? Would it have anything to do with what happened in January if we're into July and August? Nope. Not even connected. And that's how evil that family is. They're millionaires and they think they can just have people killed to help their cult get away with murder. It's rich people harming poor people, or ones that aren't as rich and they think they can just have them rich, but they can hurt them or destroy them in a cult. It is how evil those churches are. People realize how evil those churches are. Do you? Had nothing to do with them, and they had nothing to do with that minister making up that shitty baby line. It takes a moron to believe it. Because it took me 9 months to get well. Okay. So then some girls were talking. We all know how many infections she's had since that dog bite. They said it was a drug cartel having that shell stuff at her. Make sure no one says a word. Okay. Oh, that guy. Yeah, those guys all said it's supposed to be some rogue retired FBI agent that's supposed to be helping them make fun of her and harm her. And he's supposed to stole money. None of this is funny. No, it's not. Is there some kind of major cover-up going on here? So who's the new guys? Oh, and new guys? Now, timeline. You want the protected custody case? Go to the courthouse to Stark County. So, there's not that many protected custody cases in there. Seriously. The guy showed up and threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle September 21st, 18. Okay. Then the What a Shame guy showed up at Walmart, and then Dave Bright, his girlfriend, was rich and powerful, and her family owned the police. Wouldn't be able to withstand. And I told him it's not a communist country. Nobody owns the police. And I took a day or so and prayed. And emotionally, it was one of the hardest phone calls to make. I had 4 attempts on my life. Now they're breaking to at least three people in the mall. It's been their church trying to kill me. Dave's held me down how I'm supposed to die for this girl. Okay? He hired men to slit my throat, stab me hard, shoot me if I ran. And didn't hang up on that phone call. The churches are involved, and they took up 25 grand to hire these people to kill me. And the girl don't know I didn't hang up the phone. I thought I was getting whoever that was that impersonated me and cost me a job. And where I was talking to this one lady, and she was watching this lady's kid. And she still don't know, I know. And I didn't hang up when someone was knocking at the door, and she said she's watching this lady's kid for $10 an hour. And I thought, I wonder if that's that lady that impersonated me and cost me that job September 18th of 18 at Advanced America. And they had showed up at a different store and acted like they were me and cost me a job. And when they verified it wasn't me, they tried to give it back. Then the guy threatened to knife me at Giant Eagle September 21st, 18. And the What a Shame guy showed up at Walmart 62 And then Dave's held me down how I'm to die for this girl. And then they're breaking into 3 people in the mall, the 4 attempts for them. And here I'm living out in the middle of nowhere. Don't know anyone. I actually love my ex-husband with all my heart. I loved my life. I loved him. I loved my children, my grandchildren. I was happy. Dave was the type of man you didn't make him mad. He beat the hell out of you. And then he'd be sorry and be good to you for a year and a half. That's not love, that's control. I know that now. But when you're in an abusive relationship, you don't see it. Okay. Where I had forgiven for so much over 33 years, realizing it's him, yet if I pick up that phone, I could never forgive him again. It's by the grace of God in my life. Now they're here and they're bringing this up. If I don't pick up that phone, I'll die. And I had to pray for a couple days and poured my heart out to God. What to do if I pick up that phone? I can never forgive him. I can't let myself love him. If I let myself love him and I forgive him, I'll just be dead. They've tried. I've been followed around it, almost kidnapped, almost carjacked, followed and rounded, and then the attempt to break in. They knew what the security system was. It's by the grace of God am I still here. Now they're showing up, threatening my life again, and they're breaking it down. And if I don't pick up that phone, I'll die. I can't forgive him. I can't let this go. It will rip my heart out. 33 years of marriage, and I love my life. I loved him. I love my kids. I love my grandkids. I love that we had family get-togethers, Christmases, and a big family. And it's all gonna be gone. And I truly loved him. Everybody that watches the case with this little login, we all know she loved him greatly. None of this is funny. And I had to pray about it and pray and pray. And as soon as I pick up that phone to call someone, I can never go back. I can't ever forgive him. I can never let myself really love him again. It's him trying to kill me in that church. I have to pick up that phone or I'll die. I hope nobody has to face that. It's a horrible decision. It was like ripping my heart out. Calling the FBI hotline. Now I had to wait till I was alone. Now that guy showed up the 21st of 18, September 21st of 18. I had to pray about it. Then I had to wait till I was alone so I could call him. Okay. Pour my heart out and cried and cried and cried. We'll have an agent call you back. Okay, and the next day they had me drugged up so bad I couldn't answer the phone. By the third day, I made myself get up, and that's when I called one of my witnesses, and agreed to witness for me, and I went out and bought a car, put that agent's number in where he returned my call, and left it in a voicemail. The next morning when he tried to call me back, the phone's ringing, I let go of voicemail, I couldn't wake up all the way. And I kept me drugged up that pad up there so they could get to it. And then by the third day, made myself get up, got enough hair on my face, called a witness. Went out, bought a car, put that agent's number in it from the voicemail, dropped it off the mall, went up to Apostolic Church of Brockton. He's up there telling them. Okay. All right. And then the next day on a recorded line, he confessed. All right. That he told on me, bullies me into false statements, knows that they're trying to kill me, and because the strangers lie, and he don't even blame them for trying to kill me, and all kinds of crazy crap. Makes fun of me for some guy named Pete, how he's framing me, and how I didn't know he sounded like the biggest Looney Tune in the world. Okay. And then made me beg for my life, and then opened the format program. Okay. Now it took me 4 days to talk to him after the recorded line. So if you want to go to September 23rd of 2018 should be the hotline. And even if it's a couple days later, select the last 10 days of September of 2018, and no later than probably October 2nd of 2018 when I talked to him. Because I had to wait for it to be alone where I could call them. Okay? Alright. And then the 4 days. October 1st, 2018, we got our new wood burner put in the Ravenna house. I took a picture of it when it was installed. Josh had showed up to look at it, and I walked him outside, and where people have been showing up threatening me, and everybody knows about the other times. And then about Katie telling 3 people in the mall how her church had been trying to have me killed, and they were leaving threats on my life, and everybody knew. I had walked Josh outside, and I said, if something actually happens to me, make sure you call the police. So it was in around that time, no later than October 2nd of 2018. But between September 23rd of 2018 to October 2nd of 2018 in Starr County Courthouse will be a protected custody with threats and attempt of life. Witness protection program for an FBI informant with money and immunity. You go down there, it'll be there. You had to have a judge's order. Should have the recorded line with it, where that agent told the police he was only bullying me to fool the drug dealers. He had to tell a judge that, or he'd been arrested for battery and obstruction to justice and aiding and abetting crimes. You do realize that, right? Another thing that I usually leave off every once in a while from where I tell you the agent said on the recorded line, he said, one of my best friends is the chief of police of Canton. He's a good man. He's a really good man. And if you can't get a hold of me, you can get a hold of him. He will make sure the Canton police protect you. He's a really good friend of mine, and he's a really good man. Okay? That's another part. My friend that used to work at the Starr County Prosecutor's Office, I was telling him about all this crap. He's like, well, it's a big fraud scheme. They did the biggest mistake they did at your home. It's the Fourth Amendment, the Constitution. Okay. He said it takes police and agencies only in a protected custody case with statements in a court order. It's the Fourth Amendment. The right to privacy over your home. Okay? It's a big fraud scheme where they laugh at you, that they put a shower scene in the other room. They probably did. It's clicking and pasting. We have bruises you couldn't explain, throwing up, almost passing out severely. In fact, you had all the signs and be treated by a doctor for all the signs of being drugged, being raped. And you never seen her talk to anybody. They probably were drugging you up and telling you to say something stupid and being raping you because you were seen by the doctor for all those signs. It's a big fraud scheme. Drugging somebody for fake confessions, and we all know you're sleepwalking with those amnesia drugs. We all know about them. And photoshopping a washing scene. A shower scene in the other room. It's clicking and pasting. It's a big fraud scheme. They did the biggest mistake they did in your home. When I was talking to him, I was at McDonald's in Canton, and when we sat down, he said, "You told me what that agent said about the chief of police of Canton being one of his good friends, that he was a really good man." He said, "I'll let you know, he was a really good man." He said, and I looked up, and there was like 10 to 20 Camp police officers driving by the McDonald's in like a parade. It was amazing. He said, "I'll tell you what, the police know they can't go along with anything on that recorded line but listing you an informant with money and immunity." He said it's legal. Everything that agent said on that phone call, but listing you an informant with money or immunity. He can't make up rules. He don't even have authority to say, due to the freedom of speech. He said it takes a judge to put a gag order on you. The police know that. They know he's only a hired police officer. He don't have that kind of authority. He was only bullying you so they get away with this. And no sitting judge would ever sign his own arrest warrant of taking your freedom of speech away outside a jury trial. The Department of Justice state would put that judge in jail. The only thing you put in there is money and immunity. He said he get paid for risking your life to get them information. He cannot withhold it. And he cannot misdirect it. And he can't tell anybody they can't protect you. He said it's illegal. He can't bully you into false statements under threats. And the police know they can't go along with any of that either. And I'm watching all these police cars drive by. It's like he was talking for them. It's amazing. He said, "Karen, you don't realize you're in one of the many witness protection programs. Informants are different. You stay yourself, you feed them information. You get the money from the government." He said, you get the money from the government for risking your life for getting information on those people, and they owe you for the rest of your life. You will stay in immunity for the rest of your life. And he said, and what if these people have tried to kill you? They could wait and try to kill you again. You will have to be in protected custody the rest of your life in one of the witness protection programs. And until the FBI puts you in another witness protection program, you'll stay an informant for life. And you'll get that money, and then you'll be in immunity. They can never legally drop you. These people tried to kill you. They could wait and try to kill you again. So, new guys, whoever you are, or anybody that's working the case, Put on the Stark County Courthouse. I'd say between, I was. Well, the hotline should be around September 23rd of 2018 to a few days afterwards. And then where I talked to that agent again should be September 27th, 28th of 18, no later than October 2nd of 2018. There's only about a 10-day span. I'm sure there's not that many protected custody cases in the courthouse of Canton. It should have a court order for my money for work in this case. Like you said, all informant cases, all witness protection programs come with court order money and court order immunity. And it's for working the case or getting them information. That's it. He can't make up his own restrictions, and no judge would sign them because it'd be illegal. And it's for you risking your life. So, yeah. The Stark County Sheriffs worked the case of ones at the family church where the drug cartel showed up and impersonated the FBI there. The sheriffs talk about carrying around the house. And that they watch me and they'll openly talk about the case because they know they sold a lock into the people there. I mean, it's been loud, rude, and in your face kind of case of, oh my God. Okay? And they'll even tell people we work the informant case they open. We help watch her. A lot of the people who have the login at the family church, that agent that told on me before he talked to me after the FBI hotline, where they said, we'll sell him the login for $25 a pop. He's the one selling government technology. Where those guys said it's some rogue retired agent helping these people make fun of her, and he's supposed to be stealing. Yeah, and he's also selling government technology. Where the Hartville police told people not to say anything to me. He told all the police that he was only acting this way to get the drug dealers. And they got all those drug dealers, and he didn't pay me. That he lied to all of them just to steal in front of him. He tricked them. Yeah, you need to arrest his dumbass for it. But the Stark County sheriffs that work security at Faith Family Church, they worked my case. The U.S. Marshals have been here since January 20th, 23. He flat out lied to the U.S. Marshals where they photoshopped the shower scene. The police that worked my case in 2018 came up and told me that the agent was so mean to you on the phone because he wanted to make sure you weren't part of the people trying to defraud him. He knew everything was photoshopped and that you were drugged and told to say it before. 2018. And then another officer had even said they lost it and started laughing when they said weird with yourself because they already knew it was photoshopping and washing. And they had drugged you and told you to say it before, and they couldn't even keep a straight face anymore. That's why they were laughing. That they'd actually tried that kind of scam on them. See, he even told the police that worked my case, and they document everything every day. It'll be in there that the agent told the police he even knew that everything was drugged and photoshopped, where the cops have told you flat out that worked my case. The police did. They always knew that the weird with yourself was the photoshopping and washing yourself in the shower. And they photoshopped that in another room. And that they had drugged me and told me to say it before, and it was a backup plan if I didn't die. That was what, May 20-something of 24 in Myers, North Maine. They told people that. Where they yelled it out January 5th, 25 in Walmart 62. The same thing. We always knew. They photoshopped a shower scene of you washing yourself in the shower. In the other room, we always knew that was photoshopped, and they had drugged you up and told you to say it before. We always do. That agent lied to a U.S. Marshal. Oh, yeah, the U.S. Marshals, you need to pull that case. Because the cop documented even that agent knew it was photoshopped and drugged. And they were laughing about it because they couldn't keep a straight face. He wanted to make sure I wasn't part of these people defrauding him. That's how they put it. So he flat out lied to you. And these people had already confessed they photoshopped the shower scene, made everything up on me, drugged me, and told me to say it before, and were already making fun of people for falling for it. Okay. So those guys that are here with that guy, and then the other ones that work my case, I have to go to the Stark County Courthouse in Canton. Like in October and November 21, I'm in Trinity Gospel in Canton. Some ladies there and said Karen's okay anymore. We found the protected custody case. I thought, who are you? Stark County Sheriff's watch me. So do other police officers. So who are you? And the guy said, it's been documented and verified. The agent that returned her phone call from the FBI hotline was the one telling the churches she called the FBI before he talked to her. It was him, the one that returned her phone call. Oh my Lord. And they walk out. Like I said, this case has been loud, rude, and in your face. I was in Akron, outside Bueller's, North Main. Some ladies showed up. Oh, like August of 23 in Harville. Complaining about that agent that he told people he knew was being drugged, being raped. And it was his job to arrest them the first day. And he didn't arrest them. Well, they were up there that they had found the recorded line. And they were yelling at people. We found the recorded line. That agent admitted to confess that he told on her. The way he talked to her and all those bad things happened to her. How dare you people make fun of her for getting hurt? Yeah, well, those ladies took care of a lot. I don't know who they are either. May of 24 on a Sunday morning. It was a Sunday morning. I was in Myers on North Main and North Canton. Okay. And some lady came in. I was talking to the police that worked her case. They said it's ridiculous for anyone to insult her. She almost died to save children. Okay? And they already knew the whole backup plan was those stalking tapes, where they always knew the weird with yourself was a photoshopping or washing in the shower. It was a shower scene. And they had drugged her and told her to say it before, and it was a backup plan if she didn't die. People were talking inside and outside of Myers North Main that day. Okay. That's where January 5th, 25, the cops screaming out that another agent lied to the U.S. Marshals. U.S. Marshals? Yeah. They even documented it in 18. The agents even told them they knew it was photoshopped and drugged, and they were scamming them and trying to defraud them. It's so stupid. But if you want to find the case, it's in the courthouse. The original file should be in the Stark County Courthouse in the FBI Drug and Task Force. Or my friend that worked at the Stark County Prosecutor's Office, he said, my greatest fear is you fell through a big legal crack. If something happened to that agent, if he quit, retired, got fired, got harmed, They packed up his desk, and you're simply sitting on a shelf. The case can never be closed because it's attempted life and threat of life. Okay? And it's ordered by a judge to protect you. And you're in one of the many witness protection programs. In every case, it's required it comes with money and immunity. You get paid. He said that you're simply sitting on a shelf in like a cold case file, and the case is still going on. And the police are working the case, and they don't realize there's no one above you. Yep. I'm probably on a shelf. And if that idiot didn't steal my money, where he said he loaded it on a card, it will be in my file. Or that idiot did steal the money, and the police need to get him for selling government technology. It's not the first one. You look up FBI agents selling technology, there's been several of them that have went to jail for it. Several of them stealing from cases, and they got arrested for it. It's just happening in your guys' backyard right now. Okay? A cop thinking, a federal agent actually thinking he's greater than the law. Okay? But on the recorded line, and it has, like they said, it's a protected custody case with statements. They have to add the recorded line. You do realize that agent had to tell a Starr County judge for him to order it that he was only bullying me on the phone to get the drug dealers. You do realize that. Or they couldn't have ordered it. And he was trying to make sure I wasn't part of the people defrauding me. Just like he said to the police. That's where the Hartville police told people not to say anything. That agent had told all the police that he was only acting that way to get the drug dealers. And they got all those drug dealers, and he never paid me. And that he tricked the police so he could steal in front of them. Oh, dear God. Up in Akron where I was working, some of the investigators were so mad last year. They were out there screaming, it's that idiot stealing our money. Well, they said that in Hartville. It's Agent John stealing our money. They said it in Walmart 62 a few weeks ago. It's Agent John stealing our money. That's where police officers have told people, we all watch her. We all have watcher. One of us have to watch her every day for that FBI case, protected custody case, informant case. And have to document and verify everything every day. That's including FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Taste Fort. Oh, come on now. That FBI agent would actually fall for that? You're kidding. You mean John fell for it? You mean that FBI agent John fell for the stunt at Taste Fort? June 7th, 23, like the Starr County Sheriff's in uniform at Faith Family Church. We all know they opened that informant case. Have us now watch her. And we all know they make fun of Agent John for falling for this. I was in Bob Evans tonight. And that guy saying that that the Karen school that's working the case realizes they're even trying to put her kids under so much stress they'll die. Josh's stomach bleeding, Jen having a heart arrhythmia and tachycardia, have to go on heart meds. She don't even know everything. She knows very little. Hmm. But her parents have died. Dave's chaos of freaking out, leaving the country. Hmm. And then she even confirmed where Carl was listening. Hmm. That she didn't know anything about the shower scene or body cameras. She did know I had bruises all over me, throwing up and almost passing out in front of people. But she didn't know people were drugging me up and telling me say stuff and have me beat. She was not part of it. Hmm? Nor did any of them know. Hmm? These people tried to, like they were laughing, they were trying to get my kids arrested. Hmm? For actually being part of this. And, that's where that guy said, the Karen's will that's working the case said he already realized so we're trying to put our kids under so much stress they die. And they said he even realized they would have that having that lady use her insurance for a whole marriage, that they were setting her up the whole time. I realize that now. Oh, I realize that now. I told you I've already realized where Dave lived in Canton and he wasn't working, and Tim bragging he got all those big paychecks, that he probably asked me out just to get a good job, because knowing my dad would eventually give him a good job at a factory, make more money than he's ever made. And it was probably for that job. I realize that now. Surprising how much you realize when you're out of this situation, how much people were setting you up, how much they were just using you to get things and get to places in life. Hmm. That's why I wanted my informant money, because I wanted to pay off where my son Josh's stomach bleeds. I wanted to pay off a lot of his bills, so we don't have to work two jobs. And Jen to do something nice for them. See if I can't release some of the love. With everything that's going on, part of me just wishes the FBI would swoop up my whole family and just relocate us. But I don't know if they would go for it, or Josh, because they have their families here. But I'd at least like to lighten their loads. I earned that money, damn it. I got raped. I got tortured July to September 19, midnight to 3. They saw videos to even children. Do you know how humiliating it is? It was on Google. Some idiots in Akron kidnapped this they were supposed to be this girl's friends, kidnapped her, stripped her naked, beat her, assaulted her, took videos of it. She escaped naked, and some good Samaritan found her, got her help. Of how humiliated she was. I know that humiliation. And more, I was tortured. And there's nothing worse than being tortured. Smothered till you're passed out, you figure you're gonna just die. Be raped, drugged, beat a confession out, and then smothered till you couldn't breathe. Like they said, they could have killed her that night. Huh? In protected custody, stole videos of it. July to September 19, midnight to 3. 12/21/18, stabbed in the neck, bashed in the back of the head. I got the imprint of a ball peen hammer feel in the back of my head. Had migraines for 2 years, felt like half my head was going to explode. A nurse told me I'm very lucky. It didn't kill me as far as it was pushed in. Another nurse felt it too. She said, you were very fortunate. Mine's not even pushed in that far. My ex-husband hit me in the back of the head and I had to learn to walk again. I said, well, I stutter now when I get upset. She said, I had to learn to walk again. He hit me so hard in the back of the head. I'm very fortunate. I had a migraine. Felt like my head was going to explode. The ringing in my ears, the buzzing was horrible for 2 years. At different times, they would put me to bed for my injuries. I had to be on bladder spasm medicine for 2 years. And the guy that raped me was part of the Florida drug cartel, big drug guys that were impersonating the FBI at Faith Family Church. And one ushers yelled at him for doing it in front of 1,000 people and ran out crying. I hope you got him. And those 2 other guys that helped torture me. They sold videos. Pull 12/21/18, and then pull July to September 19, midnight to 3. I'm also human trafficked in 19. I was almost shot in the head driving in November, December of 18. There is a shooting night right for Christmas of 18. They was caught with the shooters. And I had to hide not to get killed. And how they killed too. It's not funny. And they talked about some guy being crippled after that. And some guy showed up that he can't really walk after what those people did. And the guys on the other side of the duplex never came back. And they had to gut it in January 19 and burn everything. And Dave's caught with the shooters, how they went to the wrong house and da-da-da-da. And yes, I go. And I'm on the floor hiding with a lot of gun. If you watch the gunshot night right for Christmas of 18, it's horrifying. And then in May or June of 19, the Asian lady that shows up out that her husband died that night. And then she shows up again October 5th, 21. When people stopped saying stuff to me, she found out they beat me when I tried to get her out. They tortured me, lady. Fucking tortured me. I saw videos of it. Okay? If you pull the last 18, beginning of 19, I face 6 stalkers. I have to be chased off in Walmart. Coming out. You want bad guys on the plan? Like the place that worked my case. The way the agent opened that case is to protect a custody case with statements in a quarter. Can't be disputed in court. Police have been taping it with a quarter. They don't even need her. It's that bad. And then all these people of who they work for, what crimes they were doing, and laughing in my face how they were getting away with it. For we all work for the king from Texas. We are his men. Dave hired us. He's a drug lord. How they're human traffickers. 2 were drug traders from Florida. Were human traffickers from Florida. They work for a retired Judge Pete, but they're from Florida. It's Judge Peters. Oh, come on. And that they were human trafficking people. They were locating people to Florida, to a resort area. It was Disney. Look it up when they arrested retired Judge Peters with 108 men. You have to listen to what they were saying. when they finally get it, all the pieces of what they were saying. To the other drug dealers from California, Buffalo, New York, Michigan, North and South Carolina, Maryland, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, Kentucky drug dealers. There's Georgia human traffickers here. You take the case, you pull the tapes of that day. Bad guys on a platter. That's where the U.S. Marshals in Canton, my neighbor, seen the drug dealers in the big trucks. Told people at Faith Family Church they were FBI working my case. And I told him it was a drug cartel. I was like, that's fucked up. I seen him. Oh, everybody did. He went down to U.S. Marshals, and where the places said, you need to be proud of what you lived through because of what you lived through. We got all the information on those people, and you help save a lot of lives. My neighbor met a guy's life the U.S. Marshals saved because of my case. Do you remember in 18 and 19 when the police that worked my case, she's amazing. She has no training and she's got us all this information on these people. She's amazing. And then they were laughing at me where all these people are saying crazy crap. I went around getting my own witnesses, taping people, okay? And they were laughing at me. We're still here. And she's running around getting her own witnesses. And we're still here. She's funny. And they laugh at me. My friend from the Starr County Prosecutor's Office told me, Karen, you don't realize you have a lot of great favor with a lot of police officers because of that FBI case. A lot of them think very highly of you. I almost died to save my family. And I lived through a concentration camp. Well, they got all that information on those people. And they went out and arrested a bunch of horrible people and saved a bunch of people they had captive. While I lived through a concentration camp. I like my damn money. Information on David and Church's Lighthouse. I'm gonna upload this. But if you want the protected custody case with statements, it's in Starr County. Look from September 23rd, 2018. That's when I should have called the hotline, maybe a day or two after, because I had to wait for me to be alone. And then talking to the agent by the September 27th, 2018, 28th, no later than October 2nd of 2018. Protected custody cases with statements. There has to be a court order for the police to watch me. Fourth Amendment. And it should have the recorded line with it. And it's court order, money, and immunity. And like the prosecutor's office said, like the criminal attorney said, like the police I talked to said, the agent don't have enough authority to ask you to stay quiet. Freedom of speech, it takes a judge. Get the money for working the case and only for working the case. They can only put the money in immunity in there. They can add living, housing, expensive medical card. Boy, that'd be nice. But nothing else. And it's for risking your life to get them information. He's only bullying you. You can't be in the corner. You can't tell people they can't help you. And would you stop running around saying he said no one could help me? He actually just said the FBI wouldn't help me. And he's not the spokesman for the FBI. And like I said, that'd be like saying a police officer saying the police wouldn't help you. That's illegal. They get fired. 14th Amendment, you cannot withhold protection. You cannot seize somebody's money, but due process of the law. Where the guy at the prosecutor's office, criminal attorney police, he can't withhold protection. He can't tell people they can't help you. And he's not the spokesman for the FBI. He was just a worker. And he broke the law stating that on a recorded line. Anybody can help me. It's illegal not to. Even Sheriff David Mike DeWine's cousin, Sheriff Joe in Florida. Yeah, it's highly illegal. And he can't withhold my money. He can't misdirect it. He can't put stipulations on it. It's for working the case only. And that's the only way the court order can be wronged. And it's for a witness protection program, Threat of Life, where the government takes care of you. Where people are trying to kill you. Money and immunity. And like I said, it can't be closed till the FBI puts me in another witness protection program. And you get paid for getting them information and risking your life. Could you imagine it'd be like them trying to sell some Army that or Navy or Air Force? You went and served, but you don't get your money. You're right. Now, either my money is sitting in my file in that card he said he loaded on, or the guy that told on me before he talked to me, like they said at Trinity Gospel, it's been documented and verified. The agent that returned her phone call from the hotline, FBI hotline, was the one telling the churches she called the FBI hotline before he talked to her. It's verified. That's where April 28th, 24, North Canton or Jackson officer and Walmart on the strip. Karen, we all know nobody drugs anybody but the drug cartel. It's a drug cartel in your home before. We all know that guy told on you before. Where Officer Mark in August of 23, it's documented, verified she was framed before. And it was a drug cartel in her home before. It's documented that it was a medication error that made her sick before, and another woman was even using her insurance. For one of them has to watch or listen to me every day. Hi, guys. It was so bad the drug dealers were asking me. And I remember some police officers in uniform, we all helped watch her. It was cops against drug dealers. They ain't gonna back down. Sort of like the marshals. Huh? We'll tell them when they show up. They ain't afraid of drug dealers. They're not afraid of human traffickers. I had talked to a Canton officer on the phone once, and they said any officer ever gets caught insulting you with that open FBI case, they're going to get a lot of trouble with all the information they got on these people. And with that open FBI case, they get a lot of trouble if they ever insulted you. The police worked my case. That's where I went to a different county. There's a sheriff's office. They looked at me and looked at each other and said, "Isn't that Karen's will? We're all supposed to keep an eye out if we see her out." Yeah, there's a court order from a judge. open up